Hello everyone, good Woch. Today we're learning Bobekama Daf Ein Gimel. Says the Gemara. Now, we learned in the Mishnah, Gonav al Pishnaim, two Eidim came and said this person stole. The Tovach Mohra appeared, and the same Eidim came and said that he also slaughtered or sold the animal. Venimtzu Zoimimim, and they were found, the Eidim were found, Zoimimim, another Eidim came and said, Imono Eisen Bois Hayom, you were vast, how could he be made? Meshamim Esakol, they have to pay the one that claimed he was a Ganev, Dalet Vehei. My love, is he not talking about Sheidu ala Gneva, that they were first made on the Gneva, V'chozer V'eidu ala Tvicha, and then they were made that he also slaughtered, V'huzmu ala Gneva, and then they were amazing, then Eidim came and said, on the day you made about the Gneva, you're with us, and then afterwards another Eidim came and said down the Tvicha they were also Imono Eisem. If you want to tell me Eid Zoimim Lemafreo Nifsal from the time of the Eidos and not from when the Eidim who amazing them came, we saw Machloikis about that by an Rava. Hani, these ones came in the Itzemulahu Agneva since they were first Muzam, that they were lying on the Gneva, and that was before the Tvicha. Igle Milselim Afreya. We know already now, looking backwards, the Chiasadu Atvicha, they were in the maid on the Tvicha, on the slaughtering Psulim Avo, they posted already because Eid Lemafreya Nifsal, we said. So Amay Mishalim Atvicha, now that they were Muzam on the Tvicha, why should they need to pay? They already posted the Ke'edim. And you only chayev kasha zomam if you're trying to mechayev someone, but if you're apostle the ke'ed, you're not mechayev anyone. Amri yochem askin and kigun she'uzmu ala tvicha tchila. First they were muzam on the tvicha, and only afterward they were muzam on the gneva, and therefore they were no muzam on the tvicha yet. Only didn't happen before. Amri soif. At the end of the day, we asked him a kasha, ki odru mitzame agneva. Now later on, he said, okay, they were first muzam ala tvicha, but now later on they were muzam also on the gneva. Igloi milsa. Now we know the chiasadu atvicha, when they were made on the tvicha, psulim avo, they were apostle. Amay mishal me atvicha. Why should they pay on the eidos that they were trying to be made about the tvicha? They were apostle already. So the Gemara it's talking about that they were made on the Gneva and the Tvicha at the same time. And therefore, now that there were Muzam on both of them, so the only apostle from that moment onwards. But from that moment, it's still kosher, because it could have been choizer on the sheker they said about the Gneva, Toifis explains, because Toiche they dibbo, so they're still kosher on that time. And only from now on the apostle, meaning from after the Eidos of the Tvicha onwards. So there's no kasha on Manda Oma Eid Lemafreo Nifsal. Says the Gemara Lema Ketanori, Lechor, the Shailef Eid Zoimim is Nifsal is Lemafreo. From now on, the Machlokes Tanoim. It said in the Brisa, Oyushnaim Eidim Moise Shigona. There was two Eidim who made the Reuven stole. The Hem Eidim Moise Shitovach, and these two Eidim also made that he slaughtered the animal. V'huzmu, and they found Zoimimim ala Gneva. Sorry, and we found that they lied about the Gneva. Eidus botlo mitzasa botlo kula. Since the Eidus of Gneva is cancelled, so also the Tvicha is cancelled because he slaughtered obviously his own animal. There's nothing wrong with that. What happens if Uzmu ala Tvicha, the only Muzam on the Tvicha on the slaughtering, Hu mishalem tashlumi kefel. The Ganev still pays kefel because we still have a good Eidus on the Gneva. Vehei, and these Eidim mishalem tashlumi shloisha, they have to pay the 3 extra that they wanted to be mechayev him. Omar Rabbi Yosi argued, and it says b'medvarim, when is this talking about b'shtei Eidius with 2 Eidus, and the Gemara is going to explain what does that mean. Aval be'edus achas, if it's all one Eidus shebotla mitzasa botla kula, Eidus that was cancelled a little bit, the whole thing is cancelled. What does it mean? Says the Gemara, my b'shtei Eidus, my be'edus achas. What does it mean 1 Eidus and 2 Eidus? Ilema b'shtei Eidus, it means b'shtei Eidus mamis 2 kitei Eidim, b'shtei kitos. B'shtei kitois, 2 Eidus means 2 kitei Eidim. Be'edus achas, it means bekas achas. And it's one after each other. They were made not at the same time. V'omar Rabbi Yossi, and Rabbi Yossi said, Be'edus achas, that means bekas achas, bezachar zeh, kim asudeh agneva, when they had the edus on it, that this guy stole, v'odam asadeh atvicha, and they made that he slaughtered, kim etzame atvicha. Rabbi Yossi says when they were cancelled, when they muzam on the tvicha, edus shebotla mitosu botla kula, v'hitzemu lo agneva, and they also the edus on the gneva is cancelled. How would you ever say such a thing? Why, if the tvicha is cancelled, why is the gneva cancelled? The tvicha is later on, and the tvicha is cancelled very good because the Eidim Zomim, but why should the gneva be cancelled? The gneva is still a good edus, it's not possible yet. Elola, we must be talking about b'shtei edus, be'edus achas. When it says two edus, it means one edus, ke'en shtei edus. Like two edios. So mind you, what's the case? Kas achas, one set of edim bezachar zeh. That means shtei edios that they were made on gneva on Sunday and tvicha on Monday. Avol be'edus achas, but if the edus on the gneva and the tvicha were both, bevas achas, both on Sunday, loy. Then if they get cancelled on the tvicha, they get cancelled also on the gneva. The Savura and the Gemara fought the Kule Alma Torch Kedei Dibur Kedibur Domi. That if someone says something Torch Kedei Dibur, that means very close time to the first thing he said, it's considered like the same time. Amayla B'Hokom Ifligi L'Chor. This is a machlokes between Rabbi Yossi and Tanakama. The Rabbanon or Tanakama Sabra Mikanu Labon Ifsal. He gets cancelled from now on when they muzam. Since only from now they become now, so on Sunday this cat of Edim said this guy Reuven stole and slaughtered, and now on Monday they were muzam on the tvicha, but it only goes from Monday onwards. So tvicha dokum mitzami itzum on tvicha they taka edus zoimimim agneva de loy mitzami, but gneva that's yesterday loy it still stands strong. They're not cancelled, they're not edus zoimimim. And Rabbi Yossi holds them afreo nifsal. They get passed from Sunday, from yesterday. They keven dem yad ki asidu, who dem ifseli. Since on Sunday they said the edus sheker about the tvicha, because now we found out that tvicha was a lie. So it comes out that from Sunday, since so they cancelled legamri from Sunday, and in Turkey the dibur of the tvicha is also the gneva, so also in the gneva they posel, and therefore we cancel also the gneva. The Turkey the dibur kedibu dami was one next to each other. They set the edus straight one after each other. So the chur we could see the machlokes tanoi, the machlokes of Abai and Rovef. Eid zoimim afreo nifsal, and not as machlokes Rabbi Yossi and Rabbanon. Rabbanon holds mikanu la'abon nifsal, and Rabbi Yossi holds lemafreo nifsal. Says the Gemara Amri, the Yeshiva says, the Gemara says, iter kedibu domi, if you hold Turk kedibu is kedibu the kul alma lemafreo nifsal, like we said, like Abaye and the aloch is yalka gam, that lemafreo nifsal, and therefore if the edus on Sunday was Turk kedibu, so everyone will be masking that both parts of the edus will be bottled. But Turk kedibu domi could be fliege. The machlokes says, do you say Turk kedibu is kedibu domi? Do we say it's the same time or not? Rabbanon Savri Turk kedibu lav kedibu domi. It's not the same time, and therefore on Sunday they said he stole, and a second later they said he slaughtered. So now he's cancelled the mafreya from slaughtering, but not from before that from the gneva. Rabbi Yossi Sova Turk kedibu domi. He holds that Turk kedibu is kedibu, and therefore when they cancelled for the tvicha of Sunday, they also cancelled for the gneva of Sunday. For ask the Gemara, this so Vasova Rabbi Yossi, does Rabbi Yossi hold Turk kedibu domi? Does Rabbi Yossi really hold that? Vatnan, we learned in the Mishnah, someone said about the animal that it's going to be instead of a oila and instead of a shlomim, that's two different type of korbanos. Amer says with Tfois Loshen Rishon, we see what he said first. First he said oila, so therefore it's a oila. Rabbi Yossi Omer, if you really meant to make it also a tmuran, also a oila, and also a shlomim, oil v'ifshal likrishneim ke'echod, since you can't have a korban that's also oila and also a shlomim, dvarv kayomim, his words are chal, and therefore you leave the animal to haze until it gets injured, and once it gets injured you sell it, and half the money buy oila and half the money buy shlomim. V'im omar tmuras oila, if he said I wanted to be oila v'nimlach, and then he changed his mind, v'omar tmuras shlomim, and he said I wanted to be a shlomim, he changed his mind, areidu tmuras oila. So then it is, we go after the first one. Va'avinan bon, we ask a shaila, nimlach pshita, if he changes his mind for sure, once it's a oila, you can't change it into a shlomim. What's the chiddush to tell you that it's a oila? V'omar, our Papa explains, nimlach toich kedei dibur karmin, and we're talking about that he changed his mind, toich kedei dibur, he said it's a oila, and said, no, I really wanted to be a shlomim. So it's toich kedei dibur, and Rabbi Yossi's chiddush is that we don't say toich kedei dibur kedibur domi, and therefore we go after the oila and not after the shlomim. And we said before Rabbi Yossi holds Torch Kedei Dibur is yes Kedibur Domi, so it's a kasha. So the Gemara Amri Teretz straight Torch Kedei Dibur. There's two types of Torch Kedei Dibur, of close talking, of approximate talking one after each other. Chad Kedei Shelas Tamid L'Rav. One is the length of saying a Talmid asking his father, his master, his rabbi. V'chad, and one is Kedei Shelas a Rav LaTalmid, like a Rav asked the Talmid. And that's, a Rav asked the Talmud is longer time when the Rav, the Talmud asking the Rav is a longer saying hello, like we're going to see in a second, when the Rav asking the Talmud. So, ki lesle di Rabbi Yossi kidei shiras Talmud Rav, that he doesn't hold. Shalom alecha Rabbi Umaru, it's 4 words. So when someone spoke after, someone said something, and then he, let's say, waited 3 words, and then he said something else, then Rabbi Yossi holds it's not considered the same dibur. The nofish, because it's long. But the amount of time that Rav asked the Talmud, Shalom Alecho, without Rabbi Umar, just Shalom Alecho, Isla, if you change your mind in that quick approximately, then you do say it's one sentence and you put them together and we say it's one sentence. So therefore, on Amud Aleph, when we said Rabbi Yossi holds of Torch Kedei Dibur, and that's why it's cancelled, it's on by a close Torch Kedei Dibur of Shalom Alecho. But over here, when we said Rabbi Yossi doesn't hold of Torch Kedei Dibur, it's a long Torch Kedei Dibur of Shalom Alecho, Rabbi Umari. Omar Rava said Rava, Eidim she'ukhushu, Eidim that were contradicted, ulubasoif huzmu nerogim. So let's say Eidim came and said Reuven killed Shimon. Reuven killed. So now the din is we need to kill Reuven. And then we pass in the Reuven gets killed. And now Ukhushu, now another set of Eidim and came and said that this Eidim who said they were lying, not Imanu Eisim that they made him Zoim. I mean, they were Ukhushu, they said no, it wasn't Reuven who killed, it was someone else who killed. So therefore we're not going to kill Reuven because we have here 2 Kite Eidim that argue with each other. And then another Kat Eidim came and said, you were trying to say about Reuven killing someone on Sunday. You were with us on Sunday in a whole different place. So even though that they were cancelled already, still Nerogim, we still say Kasha Zomam Lasis La'achiv, and we don't say that, the Edus was already bottled, and therefore we don't say Kasha Zomam. Why is this, says Rava, that Chosha Tchilas Azoma? First they were Mukhush, that's already the beginning of the Azoma, and therefore we don't say the Edus is cancelled and now they not chayiv Kasha Zomam. No, you do Kasha Zomam. So that Chosha Tchilas Azoma, it wasn't finished, and the Azoma finishes off, and therefore you do Kasha Zomam. Omar Rava, says Rava, Amino lo, how do I know this? The Tanya, we learned in the Brisa, we are made that Reuven, let's say, Simais ein avdoi, he blinded his slave, the Ipilishino, and knocked out his teeth. Now, when someone blinds his slave or takes out his teeth, the Eved goes to Cheres. And then the Brisa can continue, Sharei Rav Oimer Kain, and the master agrees, he agrees with these Eidim. Soon we're going to see why he agrees, what's his benefit. And we will find that these Eidim who made this, they were Zoimim, they were not there. Another cat of Eidim came and said, Imono Eisim Boisayim. The din is, Meshalmim Dmi Ein Le'Eved, they have to pay the price of the eye to the Evet. It doesn't really make sense. Why should they pay? So let's see. If it's talking about simple, like we were like it says in the Bryce without no complications. The like a kat achruna, that there's no other kat of Eidim. So it doesn't make sense. Meshalmin dmei ein le'eved. Why should they pay dmei ein le'eved? Bosa de mafkele lecherus. After they tried taking this eved into cherus, dmei eino kaboy shlume. Do they need to pay him his eye? Why? It doesn't make sense. They made him gain to be ben cherus. They should pay the master. They tried making the master lose his eved. Why don't they pay the master the full value of the eved? And another kasha sharei Rav Omer Kain. The Rav agrees with them. Rav minichale. Does the master want his eved to go out to cherus? Elolav, it must be talking about going to also betray. There was 2 Eidim who came. First he knocked his teeth out, and that's why the Eved goes out to Cherus, and then Sima is Einoi, and then he made him blind, so now he's already a Ben Chorim, he needs to pay his eye. That's valued as a high price. The boy Moisiv Arav, that the master needs to pay Dmei Einoi, his price of the eye. But also Beitrei Mitzioi, and then the middle cat Eidim came and said, Varmi, no. Einoi, first he knocked out his eye, and afterwards his teeth. The loy boy, they wanted to make the master pay less. The loy boy because he went out for cherus for the eye, and now you only have to pay a teeth. A teeth is much cheaper than an eye. The komakre shalei kamoy, that they're arguing with the first cat of Eidim, lemetzioi to the middle one. The Ainu Sharar Areya Rav Omer Kain, it makes sense that the master is happy with this Eidim. Why? The Nichalei b'maydek omri. He's happy with what they say because now he's only going to have to pay the teeth and not the eye. Victoni v'nintzil zoimim, and now another third cat of Eidim came and said this middle cat of zoimim, mitzioi, the middle one, mishamin me'ain la'eved, they have to pay the value of the eye to the eved because they made him lose that because they said that he first took out his eye and only afterwards his teeth. So we could see shmamino akoshet chilas hazomahi. We could see from here that koshet chilas hazoma, because this cat of Eidim that came in middle, there was a cat of Eidim before that said no, the first he took out his teeth and then his eye. They were contradicting them, and we still say that afterwards there was zoimimim, we still have to pay. So we could see a koshet chilas hazoma. It's talking about, let's see Rashi. If it was such a case like Rava wanted to say that there was a kasru shoyno who says first the teeth and then the eye, afterwards, and then the second cat said first the eye and then the teeth, and then there were muzam, you wouldn't say kasha zoman because a kosher is not chilas hazoma. The ocha over here kishein sham kasru shoyno elehem. Only they exist. Only then the first cat. We asked the shaila dmei eved l'rabbi l'shlumi. They should pay the master the full value of the eved. Hocha, it's talking about kigoyin shekashni avchinu v'azminu. The first cat came and said this guy knocked out his eye and then his teeth. So he goes out. The eved needs to go for free, and he needs to pay the price of the teeth. And then another cat of Eidim came and said, no, it was the opposite. What did they say? Let's see Rashi. The day that he said that this all happened, you were in a whole different place with us. But another day, really this happened. The Ibchava was the opposite. First he knocked out his teeth and then he knocked out his eye. Whatever happens, the Eved goes out to free because he knocked out, doesn't matter his teeth or his eye, he goes out to Cherus. And this cat of Eidim, the first cat of Eidim, needs to pay his eye to the Eved, that he wanted to cause him to lose. And that will mean the master is happy about this Eidim because he really knows what happened. That really was the opposite. So first he knocked out his teeth and then he has to pay the eye. So therefore he's happy with this cat of Eidim. Says Rashi, since we don't have, they were first, what did they lose? What did they try losing to the Eved? Why should they have to pay the Eved? They never made them lose anything. They were going to take them out to Cherus. They should have to still pay the master the value of the Eved. Says Rashi, we're going to ask the Okman, he was already Omad Bedin in a different case. So that's a teretz to that kasha. So we have here Machloikis Abaya Rava is a kosher tchilas hazoma. Abai Rava holds a kosher, if you first have a kosher and then a zoma, you can say kasher zoma. And Abai doesn't agree with it, and tomorrow by the Hashem we'll continue and see the continuation of this brisa. Everyone should have a very blessed week.